It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This right here doesn't look like it, but this is Car con Carne. Car con Carne is a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne, and Car con Carne is sponsored by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. Are you looking to transform your home, office, or maybe business into a seamless, smartly connected space? Easy Automation is a local business. They're based in Aurora, lovely bucolic city, Aurora, Illinois, and they deliver custom automation solutions that are tailored to your lifestyle. Whether you're upgrading your home entertainment or streamlining your office tech or enhancing the atmosphere or vibe in your restaurant or sports bar or private room in a fancy Randolph Street restaurant, they've got you covered. Their expert team designs and installs personalized systems from smart lighting and climate control to audio-video distribution and robust Wi-Fi networks, all managed through an intuitive app on your favorite device. Easy Automation makes technology work for you effortlessly, reliably, and always with your satisfaction guaranteed. Satisfaction guaranteed, Mark. Visit easy-automation.net or call Dan at 630-730-3728 and take control of your environment today. Car con Carne is also sponsored by a book. We support literacy on this podcast. This book right here, 90 Days in the 90s, a rock and roll time travel story written by Andy Fry. It is the ultimate novel about the 90s and Chicago's music scene, something that people at this table know a great deal about and perhaps would like to return to someday. Join record store owner Darby. She's a Chicago record store owner. She jumps on the gray line, goes back to the 1990s in Chicago, and soaks in all the pop culture and nostalgia from those days. The question is, when she's done, does she want to go back to the present or does she want to stick around? Well, that's the whole thing. You got to read the book to find out. 90daysinthe90s.com. Buy it on Amazon.com or wherever you buy books. Also, follow 90 Days in the 90s on Instagram for tons of Chicago-related content. If you are a creative, a musician, someone who does stuff that wants to get the word out, Tag Publicity is a music and event publicity company that is freshly distinctive. Tag Publicity is a full-service entertainment PR, talent development, branding, digital marketing, social media management, project management, distribution, content creation, booking, and public relations company. Oh my God, that's a lot of stuff. Currently headed by Evan J. Thomas. Reach out to Evan anytime for any of your PR needs or email. Or just email evanjthomaspr@gmail.com. Follow Tag Publicity on Facebook, Instagram, and the TikTok. We are at Hide+Seek on Randolph. We're going to take a break because we're about to order food. This is very exciting, and I'll introduce my guests once we do that. So check this out. I'm at Hide+Seek, 838 West Randolph in Chicago. Randolph is where Taste of Randolph is happening again this year. Oh, my God, what a lineup, what an event. The 28th Taste of Randolph. To my left, it is Julie Darling. Even if you're listening, she's still on my left. Julie Darling is the West Loop Community Organization President. Is that the correct title?
I know. It is.
Well,
I know. It's 3 years in a row now.
To my right, he is a returning guest. He's a returning favorite. He is Mark from Spitalfield, and Spitalfield is headlining Saturday night at Taste of Randolph this year.
Hello, hello.
Lovely to see you again.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. This is awesome.
The only time I have Mark on the podcast is when he's about to do a really big show. Last time it was Riot Fest. This time it's headlining Taste of Randolph. And just tagging along just because
I can.
Just because he can. It is Sean Mulroney. He's the co-owner of Double Door, opening next year in Uptown.
That's right.
I'm excited about that.
I am more excited than you can imagine.
So
I can't wait.
So the event, the reason why we're here at Hide+Seek, we've got food coming because Hide+Seek will be one of the many vendors you can buy food from at Taste of Randolph this weekend. Peoria and Racine, that is the expanse of Taste of Randolph. Randolph Street, between those two streets. Friday, things kick off at 5. Saturday and Sunday, they kick off at noon. Julie, you've been involved with this for a long time. This is the 28th. What's different, or what should we plan ahead to experience at Taste of Randolph this year?
Well, James, every year we really try to take it up a notch. Obviously, I'm sitting across the table from Mark. So every year we just work really hard to kick it up a notch with our restaurant partners, with our vendors. And this year you can also expect a more complete kids area so parents can come out and do stuff with their kids early on in the day. We've got talent for kids. We have entertainment for kids. We also have Jeff Jenkins of Midnight Circus, who has a nonprofit, Canines for Kindness. And he'll be out with his dogs in the morning on Saturday. I mean, there's just something for everyone. And we're really excited about this year.
Dogs, you say?
Well,
Yeah.
and the entertainment this year is spectacular.
Well, we're getting
I mean, that goes without saying, right?
Well, we're going to say it.
Is Canines for Kindness, the dogs themselves are there for kindness? Is that the idea?
Circus dogs.
Circus dogs.
They
Wow.
are they are circus dogs. Jeff has 2 rescue pitties that are just they're. Jeff is incredible. He's just such a great human. He takes the dogs into Chicago Public Schools as well as works with the police department. He does a lot of work on the west side and the south side, teaching kids how to interact, how to take care of, and it just they're support animals. They're just incredible. What he does is incredible. So I'm super excited about Jeff. We're going to get to the talent in a minute, everybody. Don't worry. But really, the goal of Taste of Randolph is not only to bring something amazing to the community, it's our annual fundraiser. So I always want to have a really strong community component.
Well, that's my question, because we're officially in street festival season in Chicago. This is what we wait all winter for. This is why we live through the winters, is to get to street festival season in Chicago. You kind of touched on it, but what separates Taste of Randolph apart from literally every other street festival happening in every other neighborhood for the next 3 months?
Internally, we really love to call it like a mini Lollapalooza. I mean, we're going to get to the talent, but that's really what it's about. And turning the West Loop into just a playground of music and food and diversity and dance and fun and rock and roll, and it's not like any other street festival. We work really hard all year round securing talent and partners to make it all happen.
Well, and let's be honest, some of the best food in the Midwest is headquartered on this stretch of land. Like we're here at ground zero for restaurants in Chicago.
We sure are.
We are literally in the thick of it right now, and Hide+Seek's one of the good ones.
Yeah, it's incredibly fortunate that we're here tonight. I didn't even pay attention to what you ordered. I just trusted you. I figured we're at Hide+Seek. I'm going to like whatever it is. So.
For sure. Well, we're going to have a couple of things that will be on the menu this weekend that people can order, and then we're going to try a couple other things.
So you mentioned circus animals. Back during peak Spitalfield, did you feel like circus animals going from town to town?
Well, no, not specifically, because I've heard that circus animals were treated very poorly. We've always been treated very well, very well.
Fair.
No. I hear that. No, I mean, you know what? Early on touring, we certainly were spending a lot of time passing out flyers at local malls and asking people if we can stay with them after the show. So, I mean, the accommodations were not superb at the beginning. So, but I still wouldn't say circus animals.
Fair enough. All right, so Spitalfield, part of this lineup. Sean wants to get right to the music. I'm not surprised. He is the owner of Double Door, opening in early 2026.
And I'm also playing the festival.
And you're also playing the festival. Let's go right there.
Shameless plug.
So Friday night, Fantagram's headlining. I love Fantagram.
Oh, they're so fun.
They're just
They're so
a
fun.
cool band. It's Fantagram, Moontype, and Lunar Ash on Friday. Saturday, we'll start from the beginning of the day on forward. School of Rock making multiple appearances this weekend.
They're
Speaking
great.
about community and families.
That's what's up.
And kids. East Moon, love this band. East Moon, kind of melodic hardcore. They were a recent guest of mine at a live event. I think they're fantastic. One for the Ditch. Maybe you saw them open up for the Smashing Pumpkins. One for the Ditch on the bill. That's Sean's band.
Yes, we are. It's sort of our summer of shows as well. We did Rib Fest last weekend, and we're doing the Pizza Fest with the Hungry Hound later in the summer. We're doing Food Fest. We're on the Food Fest tour right now.
That's a good circuit to be on.
I know it is. you know?
And One for the Ditch, let the record show, this is a band you want to drink to. Like this is a drinking, hard partying, day drinking kind of band.
Well, most of the songs are written about drinking.
Yes.
So it's sort of we tee it up.
So it's safe to say it's about drinking.
Yes. But perfect. Yeah, outdoors, let's do this. Let's
We're going to bring it again.
Okay, after One for the Ditch, it is Chicago favorites Show Off. We're back in action. They have been for a while, but they're playing the bill. The Junior Varsity, Slow Joy, and then, of course, the aforementioned Spitalfield, who has new music out. New Spitalfield music as I record
That's
this.
right.
We'll get to that because It's awesome.
Thank you.
And I would say that if Spitalfield, if Show Off were sitting here, I'd say, the new Spitalfield is really good.
I've been on Spotify all day, Mark.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
All day.
I had to be prepared for tonight.
The new EP is Play+Record, not Play and Record, which would
That's
be
right.
Which I'm glad Mark preemptively prevented me from saying that. On Sunday, it's School of Rock opening up. Viceroy, the guitar rock of Viceroy, local favorites.
Nick Miller.
Nick Miller, he's fantastic.
They are.
Alive Girl, Emily Howe, OK Go returning to Chicago.
Can you
for this
believe
event.
it?
I think that's amazing.
It's like
Oh,
been a
come on.
minute.
It's so
It's
fun.
done.
I can't wait for OK Go.
It's a weekend of hometown. It's a weekend of hometown favorites.
It's funny. When OK Go was a Chicago band, they started here like 98, 99. They were all over the place. They were really good. Like you'd see their flyers posted up everywhere. There are people now, a couple generations later, who don't realize that OK Go was a Chicago band. I've come to discover, which kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, well, they're just they're living in their moment, not doing the homework.
That's right. Scarlet Tamora also on the bill. They're Ascendant and Slow Pulp. What a weekend of music! It's like your Lollapalooza,
It's
and a much more manageable Lollapalooza.
and something for everyone.
It kind of is.
I know. It's like I'm not going to get any sleep.
For sure. Q101 did a fantastic
so
job.
that's the picnic stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Q101 Picnic this weekend.
Now on the other side of the event,
Also amazing talent.
also amazing talent, also very Chicago vibes coming
Yes.
from that stage. This is the DJs and house.
Very
Yeah.
house driven. Chicago's own house music. Just had its 40th anniversary last year.
That's right. So Friday night is Jay Wara, along with Gene Ferris,
With Gene.
Chris Luno, Infinity, and Aaron Chandler. Saturday, Kyle Watson, Girl Math, DJ Heather with Lady D, Jayla, Twan and Pops, and then Sunday, Chromeo. That's a big one for us.
Big.
Jesus. Young B, Trey Mortimer, Trey Mortimer, Tommaso, and Frenchette. And Disco Deli.
That's a big lineup.
Yeah.
There'll
I
be
said-
There'll be a lot of dancing at that end of the fest.
Again,
Yeah.
something for everyone.
Yeah.
Can I say too that when we were in talks to get this offer for Saturday night, I was so worried that we'd be up against Chromeo because I need to watch Chromeo, not play at the same time as them. So I was very relieved to learn that they were Sunday night.
Oh, perfect! I'm so glad it worked out.
Thank you.
The guys at Oris too. They did a fantastic job. Curly really knows his stuff. I mean, he's an OG, right? So we've got the best team on both ends.
The East Stage here is it's definitely house driven, and as you just said, James, house is making a comeback. It's been over the last several years here in Chicago. We had the 40th anniversary of house music last year. And we're seeing that some of the biggest artists in the world are embracing house, whether it's Beyonce in her second to last record, or Kanye, or so many others, Doja Cat, are all using house as basis for their new hits. So the world is watching and listening to house again. It's pretty cool for Chicago.
How would you define house?
House is that kind of thing but you didn't know was house. How do I explain it? It's beat driven. It's sound driven. House started with teenage kids who realized a way to use technology as it had never been used before. Like so many others, whether it's name one, Buddy Holly, an electric guitar, and a foursome. It's something nobody else had done before. And House took electric keyboards and bad drum machines and turned it into the biggest dance craze to sweep the world. It moved from here over to Europe, and now it's come back again. It's amazing. House is an amazing thing.
Let's talk about Spitalfield, if I may.
I was just going to say, I want to hear what Mark has to say.
Big edit.
Because
in this.
Julie spent the day listening to Spitalfield. I think every day should be spent listening to Spitalfield. The new EP is Play+Record.
Yeah.
First new stuff in a very long time.
So long. It's not just a little while, it's a long while.
So I know you've done plenty of other music since the last Spitalfield release. Were these things that you just had sitting around, or are these new creations?
Well, what it is that the band was really blessed with this nostalgic boom that has happened in the last handful of years, starting with some of the festivals that we're doing, big, really big bands from this genre, bringing people together from all over the country and world and celebrating, this genre that was very special to a lot of people, right? And a lot of people grew up with this music. And when we were, getting those opportunities thrown at us, it was hard to say no. We were so excited for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't want to prematurely say that we were back as much as we were there to celebrate something at that time, which is, 2023 for us. Remember right now, 20 years, that was that album.
Right. And we talked about that at Beard and Belly.
That's right. And once we started playing shows together again, and in that year we did 50 cities. And to put things in perspective, the previous decade we'd played 9 shows. Okay? Like, that's not a joke.
Yeah.
We had played 9 shows. So once we were doing that and we were back out there, I was like really just focused on being in the moment with the guys to take it all in, because we didn't really know that it would continue.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know that the interest would continue, and we really were like blown away by the fans that were coming out, and not just like singing every word, but standing there to talk to us about what the music meant to them. And that like changed me in a way that I can't describe. So the following year we were taking more shows, and we were talking to each other saying, are we back? Like, are we actually doing this again, or are we just like kind of riding this? And I made it clear I didn't really want to talk about new music until we knew that we really meant it.
Right.
Because it's too easy, I think, to fall in with the hype and the excitement of playing good shows and reconnecting with fans to be like, yeah, we can do this again. And I don't know that that's true. So I let that, happen for a while in 2023 and 2024. And then, partway through 2024, I was like, guys, I really do want to make new music with you if you want to do this with me. And the answer was yes. And we started making the music. But to answer your question about was this stuff just sitting around or was it all new, it was truly a hybrid of those two things, because I had never stopped writing music throughout all of this. Also, with the platform that I co-founded, Downright, which is a custom songwriting platform where fans are commissioning artists to write songs for their big life moments, I had written so many songs for so many of our fans that I had all these ideas, and I had all these lyrics that I liked, and I had all these hooks that I liked, and parts that I liked. So, like, the first thing I did was Frankenstein some stuff that was in my brain that I really wanted to be out for the world to hear. But then we also were straight up jamming in our rehearsal space, like the old days of just, like, being together and trying stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was really a nice blend of things that I had been meaning to do and wanting to do, and things that I had kind of written here and there, and then like fresh stuff completely with the guys. And I really do feel like from my solo material to the band, the difference is those guys. Like, when we are together, that's what happens. When it's just me, it's something different. No matter what.
For sure.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because as somebody who's played in bands since I was a little kid, when the band slows down and stops for reasons, do you guys did you stay friends the whole time, or do you have to reach back and bring everybody back in?
That's
a great question.
Amazing question. Mm-hmm. There was times that it was dead silent, not because of any ill will, but just because everyone's in their own worlds with their own lives. And for us, that was like, people settling down, starting families, finding other jobs. Like, that's like what we did when the band first called it quits, right? But we were always in touch with each other because we were always popping up to do these things. Like I mentioned, we played 9 shows. Well, that's because we did like 9 like one-off shows. You know what I mean? Like, so we would get together, spend a night hanging out, jamming, and then we'd play a show, and then it'd be over, right? And that always felt like a rush. But then we're like, wouldn't we be better if we played again tomorrow night and then the night after that? But it was never that way, right? So, being in touch and having, life happen around us, we definitely never lost contact. But when we started kicking the can around about doing things for real again in 2023 and all the tour dates that were being thrown our way, it was amazing to reconnect and really reconnect, because it's different. It's different when you get past the initial hangout and the initial first couple of shows, and when you start actually getting into the grind of being a band again.
You miss the grind, don't you?
Yeah, and it's it's a different grind now, because when we were grinding back then, we didn't have responsibilities at home, and now we do.
Great story.
So it's different. Yeah.
Let's talk about getting back to that grind. Let's talk about nostalgia. On Play+Record, there is a song called "Remembering" right now.
Yeah.
This is a literal throwback. This is your life, Mark Rose, leading up to this moment.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about writing the lyrics for this one.
Well, here's the thing. This one in particular, like, we didn't set out to call it that, but that lyric was in the song. And And it's in the song because the idea of being who we are today versus who we were when we wrote Remember Right Now. Remember Right Now was a song, or excuse me, was an album about what is coming next because we were young, right? We signed our recording contract and publishing deal, when that album came out I was 19, right? So we're writing songs at that point about what is about to happen.
Yeah.
What are we getting ourselves into? What are we leaving behind? What are we doing? And it was all about what's coming up, what's coming up, what's coming up. Now we're writing songs about what happened, right? And that's a different thing.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at that! How exciting!
Not to distract
No.
from Mark of
Yum.
Spitalfield, but yeah. This may be as exciting as new Spitalfield music in 2025.
Oh, please
thank
start,
you.
start dishing up while I finish this story.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm going to move the camera a little bit just to kind of do a walkthrough of what we're looking at here. So hang
sure.
on. In fact, I need to put my microphone down. So, Julie, as I move the camera across the bowls, will you narrate what I'm looking at, if you can guess what I'm looking at?
Okay, let's start from the beginning. All right, so the first one is the Spanish octopus that will be served this weekend. And then we're going to move on to Brussels sprouts, which unfortunately will not be served, but maple glazed with lentils and spiced shawarma. Amazing. I can't wait to try that. This looks like the lumache, sausage, rapini, vodka sauce, little leeks, little herbs. And then this is my favorite. I am so glad this is on the menu for this weekend, the braised ribs.
Amazing. Thank you.
So we're talking about remembering right now, dead-end jobs, staying up late. Let's go back to the place we loved before. We know what love was, and what we had was just enough.
That's right. So that's what I was getting at here is that when we first wrote that first album, it was all about the future, what's coming, right? And now we're able to write about what happened, and also being in a spot where we can take it all in, and recognizing that there was something so special about that era and those early days, especially when we didn't know, like nobody knew how incredible it was at that exact moment, because we were just there and it was what we were doing, and then you look back on it, right? But I've also really made it a point when we're playing shows and when I'm talking to people to say, even though nostalgia is a big driving force here, we're not just here to relive something, and we're not just here to think about how much we miss what happened before. We are here now. We are here together. We made it. You know what I mean? We're in this room. And my biggest takeaway from the 2023 and 2024 touring was every show, everybody in the room wanted to be there. And you can't say that about what was happening back in the day, because back in the day you had different things going on. There was more of a sense of urgency and competition because the bands are all trying to make it. And right now, when these bands are touring together and enjoying each other together and all the fans, everybody there is so happy to be there, and when everybody in the room wants to be there, pressure's off, and let's have a good time, and let's take this all in, right?
I love that.
So remembering right now is meant to say let's think about that and let's be here. You know what I mean? So
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Sean and Julie have dutifully been putting together plates for everybody. As you were talking.
Yes, thank you for doing that.
I mean, this right here, this plate, this combination of all four things we named, this is going to be the best thing I eat all month. This is ridiculous.
Maybe. He said maybe.
Hospitality runs in my blood. Nobody can go hungry. You can't come over and go home hungry. You're not going to go hungry this weekend. That's for sure. We have some amazing participating restaurants this year.
Well, I mean,
and some newcomers.
I think it's fair game to talk about some of those restaurants.
Yeah.
Even though we're at Hide+Seek, I mean, who else will be participating?
Yeah. So newcomer Pitaki, they are more of a grab and go Greek restaurant on Fulton Market, West Fulton Market. We also have Prince Street Pizza. Pretty excited about those guys. They're a ton of fun, and they've got some good, tasty things on the menu.
I love it. Mark, if I can jump back to Spitalfield real quick. There's a song, it's just an EP, it's not a full album.
Yep.
There's a song at the end of it, Real, This comes on like a 1980s song.
Right.
Hey, am I crazy with the keyboard and guitar riff? This sounds like something out of like 1986.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was going for with
Was it
that.
really?
It really was, yeah. I don't know, I love Van Halen, right? And the thing is that, like, a band like Van Halen, when you break it down, I think to myself, like, all right, we got powerhouse vocalists, 2 different ones, and they're great for different reasons, but the music is so melodic and so theatrical, and you know what, they've got a cool sense of like pulse going on with synthesizers, even though you don't think of them as being a synth-driven band.
For sure.
And I wanted to do something like that had those big hits, because I was thinking, like, you know what, let's do something dramatic, but also, like, you know, it's not meant to be like, it's not meant to be like a dramatic thing that's unlike us. It's meant to be like, you know, hopefully something that is fresh but familiar, which is, you know, our sound. So I kind of tried to tie that together a little bit.
I love it. Let's try some of this. We'll talk more about this EP. I don't even know what to try first. Recommendations?
Octopus.
Octopus? Which one's the octopus? The one with 8 arms. Oh my goodness. One bite. A little sweet, a little sour, a little kick. It's all happening in one bite.
You wouldn't be able to sit in the car with this. That's for sure.
No. And I like the fact that Mark insisted on Brussels sprouts, because the only time I want to eat Brussels sprouts is at a place like Hide+Seek. I don't want to eat them at home. I want to eat them when they're maple glazed and cooked to perfection. No one can make Brussels sprouts as good as a place like Hide+Seek. I can never do this at home.
Tastes like candy.
Kind of like a grilled cheese sandwich is always better if somebody else makes
Absolutely.
I just want to clarify that we're doing this each night this week, right? We're meeting here at this time for a taping.
Let's do a restaurant hop.
The Brussels are right on. And again, there's a little bit of pepper in there, a little bite. And we're getting our vegetables in.
That's the key.
One of the things I like about Taste of Randolph is, again, this is the epicenter for culinary everything in Chicago. This allows you to get a taste of everything that's good and wonderful without breaking your bank. Without saying, oh my God, I really want to go to that restaurant, but it's got to be something special. Like, here's your special occasion. It's Taste of Randolph, 3 days. Sample all this stuff. And do it on, you know, a reasonable budget.
There are a couple of the restaurants that are unapproachable that are out there this year, which you might want to mention.
They're all approachable. Come on. Now back to the restaurant lineup. So we also have After, Chef Curtis Duffy and his amazing burger that he had over the pandemic. So they were there last year. They had a great time. They're coming back again this year. Also, Roop Indian, Progressive Indian. Now that's where we should go. We can go there tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. So we've got. I mean, it's again. There's, like Sean said, there's really something for everyone at the fest. And Jars by Fabio Viviani is coming with their cute little Jars desserts.
It's awesome.
I mean, it really is. It's great.
Come hungry. Going back to the new EP, Play+Record.
Yeah, thanks.
I didn't lead with I Can't Stop because it's so obvious, but this is like the hookiest thing you've ever written.
Thank you.
Everything in the verse is hooky, the chorus is super hooky. Like, this is just a really pop smart song.
Thank you. And it's really special to hear stuff like that, because putting out new music was kind of scary. Not because we didn't believe in it, but because when you take the extended break that we did, you worry that the new stuff that you'll put out will result in people saying, like, I miss the old stuff. And the thing is, we're never going to be like upset about people wanting to hear the original catalog.
For sure.
However, we were very anxious about doing new music and everything that comes with that. So we decided to do this EP as like a way to dip our toes in the water, get some response, like do it for ourselves first and foremost, and then see what the response is. So hearing someone like yourself say something like that just means a lot to me. But also, if we are at a level that we're making some of the best music that we have made, then all right, let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I can't stop.
as long as you're not marching out Sammy Hagar.
That's the fourth song on the EP. But
You brought up.
and there's cool
Van
stuff,
Halen.
and I can't stop. There's cool stuff going on musically. The drums are really cool. The lead guitar is doing all kinds of interesting stuff on this.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot packed into this song.
Thank you. Yeah, I on one level you could just say like, well, we're older and smarter, but I don't know. I think it's more than that. Like I think it's kind of like when you're young and making those records that you make out of impulse, you find something natural that is hard to like define and recreate, that raw energy, especially when you make a record that you've spent 18 months in a van with each other. You know what I mean? Like that's a different kind of record.
Yeah, right.
But now I feel like it's pouring out of us a little bit, and we're like rising to the challenge and really enjoying the collaboration and the lack of pressure. Because even though there's like I said, anxiety about releasing music, there's no pressure because no one's breathing down our neck about it.
It's your show.
Yeah.
Whatever you're going to do with it. Let's talk about Chicago. Let's talk about The Big Hurt.
Yeah.
Which in itself is a Chicagoism.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm a White Sox fan, so.
Well, clearly you're a White Sox fan. The song is called The Big Hurt. I've had a few drinks with my friends down at a bar near Clark and Addison. In my White Sox cap, I feel just like an alien.
That's right.
That could be a true story.
Well, it is. I mean, I'm a huge supporter of G-Man, the Ginger Man.
Sure.
But I also always wear my White Sox hat, even when I'm in Wrigleyville.
Just to be a provocateur, just to...
No, because I feel like the truth is that it's so easy to, like, be divisive and to, like, want to, like, sling mud at the opposition in different eras, because the Cubs are really good right now, the White Sox are not so good right now. I get all that. I remember 05. I also remember 2016. As a baseball fan, I can truly appreciate the Cubs in Wrigleyville, and as a kid, I loved Mark Grace, I loved Andre Dawson, I loved Ryan Sandberg. These are all important people in my upbringing. That said, I'm not afraid to be in Wrigleyville because I love the Metro and I love G-Man. Not that I'd ever be afraid, but I'm not afraid to don my White Sox gear. But when I say I feel just like an alien, it's because I'm the only one. You know what I mean? And I was there all the time. But you know what I mean. So
it's funny, as we're recording this on Monday the 9th, I think it was yesterday, they had the Brookfield Zoo out there and a penguin throughout the first pitch.
That's right. I saw that.
That gave people hope. Like, finally, the Sox are doing something right.
That's right.
Got a penguin on the mound.
Well, it's wild. They're getting pretty good now that Jerry Reinsdorf has announced he's slowly selling the team.
Yeah, like you see it in the horizon. It's still not happening quick enough. But
they got a penguin throwing out a pitch, so something's on the move.
So as you talk about fans...
That's like a Bill Veeck move.
Yeah, totally. Like a Bill Veeck move. As you talk about
Clearly,
fans,
I'm missing out. I didn't catch that
that's
one.
He was the
That's
king
OG.
of ballpark promotions, wacky. I mean, he was...
He did the ivy on the wall at Wrigley Field. He was the one that had a midget to go in when the full count, so they had the strike zone was so small. They outlawed it because of Bill Veeck. He also owned the Cubs and the White Sox.
That's right. That's right. As you plan for Taste of Randolph, you're headlining on Saturday night. Taste of Randolph. Are you mixing these new songs in?
Yeah, we're mixing them in. We're being mindful that new music is new music and people like what they know. But luckily the EP is relatively short, so we could do a few of them spread out throughout the night. We're not going to try to do a block of all the new songs because we don't want to see what would happen.
Is it kind of like giving a pill to a dog, like you put it in between two slices of American cheese?
That's the idea. Yeah, exactly that. But actually, building this set list was so much fun for us because we're just thinking about how there's going to be different... Like, if I could subdivide in my mind, thinking about that ocean of people that'll be out there, where it's like super fans to the front, casual fans right behind them, friends and family scattered amongst them. Then the people who are walking over because it's live music and they're outside enjoying themselves, and then in the back are the people who are complaining about us. Right? If we've got all those people,
You're missing the really drunk guy.
well, that's a given. But if we've got all that, let's make a set list that can serve everybody.
Sometimes the drunk guy's on the stage.
That's right.
Not always in the crowd.
That could happen. But I'm thinking, like, we have a real opportunity here to play in front of people who don't know us,
right,
in addition to the people who are up front singing every word. So these new songs, it's a first impression for a lot of people, too.
That's just it. And anytime you play a gig, whether it's a street festival or playing Metro, like you said, you have to assume that there are people in the crowd who are seeing you for the first time.
Yeah.
So you got to give them your all.
Yeah, and we have gotten a lot of that over the last couple of years because there are folks that got into this genre after we were originally
Sure.
gone, who then learned about us later and were like, oh man, can't believe I ever got to see you. Or just younger folks in general. Like I remember being the younger folks because we had the older siblings that got us into the genres, right? So being the young kid at the show and not really knowing what's going on, but you're wearing the t-shirt and you're going to buy everything there, right? Like those people exist still. So like why not give them a show too? Like it's not... You know what I mean? Like, just like, it's special for a lot of people.
And Julie, I remember previous tastes of Randolph. Spitalfield's going on last on Saturday. If people want to see Spitalfield, they should stake their claim kind of early. Like, rolling up at 8 o'clock is probably a bad strategy, right?
Bad strategy. Get there early. Get there early, stake out your spot.
Can we talk about these short ribs?
Yes, please.
I just had it. Oh, my God.
Right? I mean, they're my favorite. They are a menu favorite.
They're
for sure.
Perfectly tender. The bed of potatoes. Oh, my God.
A little brown gravy, a little onion.
Yeah. Wow.
See, I don't know what to do because I know we're going to the Indian restaurant for tomorrow night. But
Rue.
now I'm thinking, well, what if we came back here?
Yeah.
Maybe one for lunch? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, we
How
definitely
many
can
shows
stop.
can we tape?
Now, Julie,
Can we come back?
As someone in your role, as someone from the area, what is it about this geography that brings the best restaurateurs? Is it just how did this area become so fortunate to be ground zero for restaurants?
Jerry Kleiner.
Really good question. And I had, so I'm going to date myself here a little bit. I've been in the neighborhood for 30 years. When people tell me, oh yeah, I'm a long-term resident, I'm like, no, you're not. There's maybe 4 people that have me beat in this neighborhood right now. So back then, you could walk down Randolph and all the side streets and down Lake and not be bothered, and you would know everybody by name at 2 a.m. and you were and because there was nobody down here, right? Like you made friends with all the guys leaving their shifts, the guys getting there early, coming in for the meat packing, and the producers coming in early for work. So, and I've been in events for my entire career, so I've seen it all. And where I'm going with this is there was literally nothing down here. Nothing. There was nothing down here except for Vivo, which was Jerry Kleiner. And then slowly more came into play. Marche, Blackbird, Red Light. And then it grew from there. And then it grew a little bit more. And then more apartment buildings. So it really became the epicenter for food and entertainment, and now we're one of the hottest neighborhoods in the country.
For real.
If not the hottest neighborhood in the country.
This event,
Right.
Taste of Randolph, is a celebration of that. I mean, really, this is
100%.
the best of what is sitting outside these doors here on Randolph will be there on their best behavior all weekend long. So, all right, in summary, Taste of Randolph is this weekend. This is coming out a couple days in advance. Taste of Randolph is this weekend. The big news about Taste of Randolph, of course, One for the Ditch is playing on Saturday afternoon.
Thank you for the plug.
Even bigger news, Spitalfield's headlining that night.
Thank you for the plug.
And the bottom line is, it's just a great Chicago event. Yeah, it's one neighborhood, but this is Chicago big picture stuff. This is the dining scene. This is the nightlife scene. This is the
28
music
years.
scene. 28 years.
It would have been 30. This would have
Right.
been 30.
It's a fantastic event. As mentioned, get there early, take it all in. Bring the family if you're there early. Plenty of stuff to do with kids and family. There are dogs for
We have
God's sakes.
bouncy houses too.
Sold. I want to thank the team at Hide+Seek for providing us with a food preview of what we're getting this weekend and then some. This food is ridiculous.
Oh,
It really is
Do
ridiculous.
they know how good their food is?
Oh, they-
Will you tell them? Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, hang on. Let me call somebody.
Wow.
The food's fantastic. Travis just came in like on cue.
I know.
Julie, thank you for all the work you do to make this event something we want to talk about on a Monday night.
Are you kidding me? Thank you for doing this, coming out on Monday night.
Absolutely. Mark, I'm so glad you guys are not just back, not just doing another show, but you're doing more music. And it sounds good, and it improves on what you've done before. Like, keep coming with
Thank you.
more stuff.
No, and I'm so grateful to be here right now with y'all, but especially like James, thank you for always batting for stuff I'm involved in. So thank you.
Absolutely. And Sean, 2026, that's the year of Double Door.
Right, it is.
Cannot wait. Thank you, everybody. This was awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
James.
Thank you.